This year marks the 150th year anniversary of the end of the Civil War. The Pasadena History Museum has a new exhibit commemorating this landmark event.
And Laura Verlaque joins us live to tell us about the exhibit and how California, and specifically Pasadena, how we played a role in the Civil War. So tell us about it.
Well, I'd be happy to. About 2 years ago, one of our curators, Janet Caden, and one of our long-term museum volunteers came to us with this idea and said, all across the nation, they will be celebrating the Sesquicentennial, or the 150th anniversary of the end of the Civil War.
I said 150 because I knew I was going to mess that word up.
That's taken months of practice.
But listen, I want to ask you, you know, you always hear Mississippi, Alabama, of course, Pennsylvania with Gettysburg. How does California fit into the history of the Civil War?
It's a great question, and I think it's one not many people know. But in fact, California was deemed vital to the Civil War effort because whoever controlled California's ports controlled the gold and the source of wealth for the Civil War.
Actually, my great-great-grandfather came from Chicago back and forth to California with supplies.
Really?
So, yeah. But they stayed in Chicago. Anyway, but tell us what's about these pieces here.
Everybody
Tell
has
us
a
about
tie.
these pieces.
We have some great things. So one of the things, our exhibit focuses on how California was involved in the Civil War, but also how the Civil War veterans who came in droves out west after the Civil War influenced our city. And it's a Pasadena story, but it can apply to all of California, really.
Okay.
One of the things we focus on is Civil War medicine, because the injuries that the veterans suffered during the war, the diseases that they contracted, affected them for decades after. So we have on loan from the Southern California Medical Museum in Pomona a Civil War era amputation kit. And I've pulled out the bone saw.
Which there were a lot of amputations.
There were a lot of amputations. I kind of get the heebie-jeebies just looking at this.
A lot of infections still too.
A lot of infections. Anesthesia was not what it is today.
Now, is it true? My son and I, excuse me, went to a reenactment, which I want to ask you about because I know there are some reenactors that are associated with the exhibit. But one of the exhibits at the camp we went to was the surgeons, and they said a couple of things. The first thing was that everyone thought that if you were outdoors, you'd get germs.
Right.
But the fact was that being indoors kept everything, the air couldn't circulate, and it made people sick, more sick. Is that
Yes, that's right. And one of the things that came about in the Civil War was open-air hospital tents, which was a big advance. But the major cause of death in the Civil War was infectious bowel disease.
Oh,
that sounds nasty.
Not fun.
This is an actual Pasadena resident here.
It is.
So tell us about this piece.
This is young Thomas Folds Ellsworth. He was a Massachusetts native, and he settled in Pasadena in the 1890s, and he lived across the street from where the museum's located today at 470 West Walnut. But Thomas Ellsworth was offered a lieutenantship in the 55th Massachusetts Infantry, which is notable because it was one of 2 colored or African American regiments in the Civil War. He was later promoted to captain for his role in the very bloody battle at Honey Hill, South Carolina in 1863, and was awarded a Medal of Honor. The museum owns this tintype, and the buttons are on loan from the family.
So
Well,
how
Laura,
long will it be going on?
Please, we're right there. Where is it located? How long is the exhibit going to be there?
Right.
So people can rush down and see it.
The exhibit's up for several more months until September 20th, and in fact on Sunday we will be participating in Moda Day, which is a free family day from 12 to 5, and we will have the 71st Company B Pennsylvania
Thank you.
encampment.
We'll be there.
Thank you, Laura. I'm
you.
fascinated. I've got to get down there. So there's lots more coming up in the next half hour of CCN Sunrise. Segment star Valerie Milano has the scoop on the Scandal finale.
And Aline Gasper is going to be here to make all kinds of Lego things with us. So looking forward to that too.